Ladies, gentlemen, creatures of the deep, it is me. We're here. Football is back. Regular season football is almost upon us. Tomorrow night, I will be sitting down watching regular season NFL football again. And if you can't tell, I'm kind of excited. So, it actually hit me like a ton of bricks this morning. I was like, oh shit, I gotta record today. It's Wednesday. I gotta do picks. It was, Labor Day weekend, so I didn't work Monday. So my week's just kind of been all thrown off now. So it feels like it's a Tuesday today. So these are all still sitting in my car from, last year. My picks from last year. Maybe I will actually remember to keep track of these and post and do my overall record, at the end of the season. Maybe just once I'll actually remember to do that, and maybe I will have a perfect week sometime this year. I don't think it's going to be this week, but maybe. Week one every year is tough to pick. Because you don't really know how teams are going to gel, right? Like, you've seen preseason, you know what the rosters are, but you still haven't really seen a team play. So, week one is always very difficult to pick. But we're going to do it anyway. So, without further ado, I have my first yellow paper of this year. So, we're going to start with Thursday Night Football. Cowboys at the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dak, I believe, is set to play. I meant to look a couple of these things up before I started recording, but I didn't. I believe Dak is supposed to play. I don't know if he'll be 100%, but Dak is supposed to play. However, I don't really think it matters because I think Tampa Bay is going to win this game anyway because the Buccaneers are just too good. There are, in the NFC, I can think of a couple teams that can challenge Tampa Bay legitimately. None of them are in the NFC East. So, we're going the home team Bucs for Thursday night. Sunday game, Seahawks at Indianapolis Colts. This is another one I meant to look up. Is Carson Wentz playing week one? I do not know. Is Eric Fisher playing? I don't know. Is Quentin Nelson playing week one? I don't know. I have no idea. And again, I meant to look this stuff up before I started recording. I just didn't. I think I would take the Hawks either way. Seattle was a really good team last year. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be a really good team again this year. They haven't lost anybody significant. I don't see why or how Seattle all of a sudden becomes not good this year. I think the Colts, particularly with Wentz, I think the Colts are going to be a good football team. I'm just not sure they're beat Seattle good. Jags-Texans. This might be a bit of a hot take. I'm going to take Houston. I think these two teams are going to be really similar. Neither of them are going to be very good. They're both don't have a whole lot of offensive talent. Mediocre defenses, mediocre O-lines. Trevor Lawrence is a rookie. It's probably going to take him a while to get going. Urban Meyer's a brand new coach. By all accounts, Deshaun Watson will not play this year. But, I mean, we all kind of expected that. He made it very clear that he did not want to play. So, here's the thing. I have a little bit of faith in Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is a pretty solid quarterback. I think He's just gotten some of the most shit breaks. If anybody, I mean, come on, he has been. Oh my God, I just yeah. The things that have been done and have happened to Tyrod Taylor never cease to amaze me. Anywho, I'm taking the Texans. I think the Jags are going. The Texans are going to win like 4 games this year. But I also think the Jags are going to win like 4 games this year. So, I'm going to take Houston in this first one. Eagles at Falcons. I will probably talk about this a little bit more. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. I'm taking Atlanta. I don't think the Eagles' defense is going to be great this year, especially on the back end. Surprise, surprise. What else is new? I think the Falcons are going to be really good, and they have been in the past, a really, really good offensive football team. They're going to be kind of mediocre defensive. They've been their problem the last few years. Like last year, they were... Like, Matt Ryan still put up hellaciously good numbers last year. The offense still looked really good. The problem with the Falcons is their defense is so bad, and they were in the NFC South, and they were just getting into shootouts every game. And you can only win so many of those. That's what happened to the Seahawks after a while. Russell Wilson can only put up 45 so many times. The difference with Philly is I think Atlanta's defense is still going to be mediocre this year, but I don't think Philly's offense is going to be good enough to overcome the amount of points that Atlanta's going to hang on us. That's my problem. Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley, Matt Ryan's still a great gunslinger. I think they've got more talent there than we do. And I think I think that's what's going to happen. You're watching the game, and Atlanta's just a better football team than we are. Chargers, Washington. This game was one of the ones that was actually kind of tough for me to call. I don't think Washington's offense is going to be tragically good this year, even with Fitz slinging the ball all over the place. But their defense is still going to be nutty. Whereas I think the Chargers are going to be very, very good offensively. Still decent defensively, but not nearly as good as, say, Washington. So with that being said, I'm picking the Chargers because I think Justin Herbert is going to... he's only going to continue developing. I don't think they'll score a whole ton of points. I think Washington's defense will be kind of difficult to overcome, but I'm not sure how many points I trust Washington's offense to put up is the problem. So I think it could be kind of a lower scoring game, but I'm going to pick the Chargers to win it. Steelers, Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills. I don't think the Steelers are going to be even as good as they were last year. I know Big Ben said he's feeling really good. I think Big Ben might look better this year than last year. But I don't have a whole lot of faith in Pittsburgh. I didn't have a whole lot of faith in them last year. They were like 9-0, 10-0, 11-0, and I still didn't have faith in Pittsburgh. Buffalo's going to be a really, really good team. Josh Allen, I think, is only going to keep going up. The Bills got some help at edge rush, and they still got Brian Daboll calling the plays offensively. So I don't see any reason for Buffalo to not be at least as good as they were last year, which was better than Pittsburgh. And they're going to continue being better than Pittsburgh. 49ers at Lions. I'm going 49ers. The 49ers are just too well coached. Their roster's too strong. Jimmy G's back healthy. I don't expect them to play Trey Lance anytime, at least in the first 6-7 weeks. And if I'm them, I wouldn't. The Lions, on the other hand, new coach, new quarterback, new system, not a terribly great roster. I don't see the Lions being very good this year, and I certainly don't see them being the 49ers. Vikings at Bengals. I think last year was a little bit of a mirage. I think the Vikings are better than how they performed last year. Kirk's still not a good, or not a good, bleh. Kirk's still not a bad quarterback. I just wouldn't trust him to, play on Monday Night Football or in a playoff game. But he still puts up good numbers. Adam Thielen's still a good receiver. Dalvin Cook's still a hell of a running back. The Bengals, I think, are going to be okay this year. By okay, I mean like maybe 7 wins kind of thing. But I don't think... I feel like I see the Vikings winning this game. Jets at Panthers. The Sam Darnold revenge game in Week 1. I think the Panthers are going to win this. I think both of these teams are in rebuild mode. I think both of these teams are going to be like 5-6 win teams. But I think the Panthers at this point have a better roster, a more talented roster than the Jets. Zach Wilson, rookie quarterback under a defensive head coach. Matt Rule proved himself, I thought, to be pretty good coach last year. Even the games that he was losing, I mean, they were in a lot of those games. And Carolina was playing hard last year. So that's an indication that Rule's a good coach because they're playing for him. Like I said, I don't think either of these teams are going to be super good this year, but for the crux of this game, I'm going to take Carolina. The last 1 o'clock game is Cardinals at Titans. I think both of these teams can be pretty good, like maybe, I think like 10, 11 wins kind of thing. I don't buy the Titans are going to fall off mantra. I know Arthur Smith is gone, but I don't see them regressing. I don't see the trio of Tannehill, Henry, and A.J. Brown. I don't see how that core trio regresses that badly. Their defense got a little bit better. Their biggest problem last year was pass rush. But I wasn't so... People were saying it last year. People were saying that the Titans were going to regress, and they didn't. And I just don't see them regressing this year. The Cardinals, I think, are still going to be a pretty good team. I think the Cardinals are probably going to be the worst team in their division, and I think they'll still win 10, 11 games. That being said, I am taking the Titans, but this is one of those ones that was pretty tough for me to call, and if the Cardinals win it, I will not be surprised, but I am taking the Titans. 4:30 games. Browns at Chiefs. What a game this will hopefully be. I think I'm going to take the Chiefs, but I think it will be close. I think it will be high scoring. And again, if Cleveland wins, I'm not going to sit here and be amazed. But I will take Kansas City. Dolphins at Patriots. I'm taking the Dolphins. Mac Jones in his first game. This is another one that was awfully tough for me to call, especially because I haven't really seen either of these two teams play a whole lot outside of, a couple starters series and preseason games. I think both of these teams are going to be solid. I think the Dolphins are going to be better than they were last year. Hopefully Tua adapts a little bit better and actually learns how to throw the ball deep. I think New England's going to continue to be a better defensive team than an offensive team. But especially from what I saw in preseason, Mac Jones picked up that system very, very quickly. Not a lot will be demanded of Mac Jones because their running backs are so damn good and they're so damn deep at running back. They're getting all their defensive starters back that, opted out last season because of COVID. So that will be a big boost for that defense. And, Bill Belichick's still Bill Belichick. Now, Brian Flores is also Brian Flores, and I really like Brian Flores as head coach. I'm picking the Dolphins. This is another one of those games. I could go either way. Broncos at Giants, again, game that could go either way. I'm not sold on the Broncos. I'm not sold on Teddy Bridgewater. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm sold on Drew Lock either. But to me, they're very, very different. To me, with Teddy Bridgewater, you're getting safe, but you're getting conservative. You know, he doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot, but, you know, Drew Lock every once in a while will just freaking let loose and let go of like a 65-yard touchdown pass. Not getting a whole lot of that with Teddy Bridgewater. But Drew Lock will also sometimes let it loose and, you know, hey, there's a pick six. You also don't get a whole lot of that with Teddy Bridgewater. So it's, you know, it's an interesting decision to have to make. I'm just still not terribly sold on the Broncos offensively. And that's one of those things I could be entirely off base on because they have good offensive players. I don't know. I just have this weird gut feeling about their offense that I don't like it. I don't really know why. The Giants, on the other hand, this is all going to come down to two things. A, Daniel Jones, and B, that offensive line is bad. Still, that issue is still plaguing them. I mean, they were horrific in preseason. If that doesn't get fixed pronto, the Giants are going to suck this year, which will be interesting because they brought in a whole lot of guys to that roster. I think roster-wise, it looks like a very, very good team outside of the offensive line. Barkley will be back. Barkley will be healthy. Daniel Jones has got plenty of weapons to throw to as long as he gets some time in the pocket. I'm picking the Giants for this game. I could be very wrong about this. But I like the Giants offense more than I like the Broncos offense. And the Giants defense towards the end of last season was really kind of kicking it into gear. So, I think it'll be close. I could see the Broncos winning, but I'm picking the Giants. The final 4:30 game, Packers at Saints. Jameis Winston getting the start. Aaron Rodgers is back. I'm going to go with Green Bay. I don't think the Saints are going to be nearly as good a team as they have been in the last couple of years. I think the Packers season, if literally like one or two people get hurt, the Packers season could really go off the rails quickly. You know, like an injury to Aaron Jones would be catastrophic. An injury to Devontae Adams would be catastrophic. They lost a lot of pieces on that offensive line, which concerns me. But Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. And I don't see the Saints being nearly as competitive as they have been in years past. So we're giving this game to the Packers. Bears at Rams, Sunday Night Football. I'm actually looking forward to this game. Unless something changed and I missed it, I believe Andy Dalton's supposed to start for Chicago. I'm going to take the Rams. The Rams, their roster, the team just looks too good. Their offensive roster is nutty. Their defensive roster is nutty. They got an upgraded quarterback in Matt Stafford. I don't see them losing many games this year, especially not outside of their division. They're going to lose some of their divisional games because they're in the toughest division in the NFL. But outside of their division, I think they're going to be real, real good. So, Rams. Monday Night Football, Ravens, Raiders. The Raiders are such an interesting team. I really like Derek Carr. I don't think he gets nearly enough credit considering the fact that he's the only thing that are keeping the Raiders remotely relevant. His offensive numbers the last couple of years have been super duper good, considering he plays on a team that literally just doesn't have a defense. I mean, their defense, their secondary in particular, was atrociously bad. That being said, Ravens offense is pretty solid. Even outside of Lamar Jackson, Ravens offense is pretty solid. Now, the Ravens offense have had some injuries recently, but I think the Ravens will be able to do enough to beat, not Oakland, Las Vegas. So, I'm going to give that win to the Ravens and just kind of leave it there. I mean, I think the Raiders will put up points. I think the Raiders will get some wins this year, but not enough. So, my Week 1 picks. Bucks, Seahawks, Texans, Falcons, Chargers, Bills, 49ers, Vikings, Panthers, Titans, Chiefs, Dolphins, Giants, Packers, Rams, Ravens. That's what I got for you today. We will be back sometime in the next couple days to talk a little bit more in depth about the Eagles and the game versus the Falcons on Sunday. And, yeah, I think that's all I got for today. So here's the 21-minute video. Peace out, kids. Enjoy the rest of your day.